And joining me here in the studio to talk more about this is Heather Stone, the chair of the Democrats abroad here in Israel. Heather, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Firstly, let's talk about New Hampshire. The president speaking there tonight. Is this a way to try and steal the Democrats' thunder?
Well, you know, President Trump has been known to try to take away and intimidate the Democrats. He's been doing that. He's been on a full-scale tilt assault on the Democrats since his acquittal in the Senate, and I think the Democrats have to take the offensive now.
So this primary in New Hampshire, tell us, who can we expect to win?
Well, it's hard to say who's going to win. It's really been a very close contest between a number of the candidates. But it looks like a few of them are tightening and narrowing the race. Buttigieg and Sanders, who came out of Iowa neck and neck, seem to also be in a tight race in New Hampshire. Warren also seems to be doing quite well. There are signs that Klobuchar is pulling ahead and raising lots of money after the last debate. There are a number of candidates, actually, who seem to be making some change-up. So it could be actually a very exciting race, because it's the first primary, as opposed to Iowa, which is a caucus.
Okay.
New Hampshire is a primary. So people go in, they vote, and we get tallies. So hopefully we won't have the same craziness that we had in Iowa.
Oh, it certainly will be interesting to see what happens. And Heather, let's talk about Joe Biden. He was really the presumptive front runner. What happens if his campaign falls flat in New Hampshire?
Well, I think that Biden's campaign is built for the long run, and he certainly has a cadre of big donors, and he will be in it for at least through the Super Tuesday states. So I don't think that we'll see him drop out just because of a poor showing in New Hampshire. So even if he's not the number one in New Hampshire, and you know, historically, not being number one in New Hampshire doesn't mean that you don't get the nomination. You know, Hillary Clinton won in 2008, and Barack Obama became the nominee. And Bernie Sanders won in 2016, and Hillary Clinton became the nominee. So
a lot can happen.
So it doesn't mean that it's necessarily a foregone conclusion that whoever wins in New Hampshire is going to become the nominee.
Okay, so let's. You did bring up the mess there that we saw at the Iowa caucus. When can we start seeing some of these full results to come in?
That's a good question. It's really hard to say. I think they're going to recanvass everything and double check everything to make sure that they have everything all accurate. So it may be some more time before we actually see full and complete results. So we shouldn't hold our breaths on it. But nonetheless, it's really not an issue. I mean, the Iowa delegates are not going to be critical to the determination of who's going to be the nominee. It's just a fair weather signal of, you know, who's going to be continuing on and a part of the process of beginning to winnow the field.
Certainly shaping up to be very, very interesting. Heather Stone, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.